shooters, lovers, and casters, welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection for Friday Night Live Stream. Hope y'all had a good week. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting
I didn't do it.
I did it.
Connection. How was your week?
It was a good one. We had some rain 2 days, so it allowed me to get some reloading done and some cleanup done and prepping cases and all that fun stuff that I really enjoy. Got to the range on Monday, had a really good day. I'm really enjoying a couple of new acquisitions. We all haven't seen them yet, but they're coming up on the channel. We got videos backed up to the middle of August. So we're good. We're doing good. Bama, what did you get done this week? How was your week?
It's been okay, and it's been better. It was all right starting out. Last night I was running a temperature of about 102, and not feeling wonderful. Didn't sleep very well, but other than that, it's been a lot of coding this week, and pretty much getting the application finalized. I think I've got to get with you and help you get yours running, get it running for you. So we'll set aside some time and do that.
Yeah, I'm just like I said to you, as much as I have on tap for guns and ballistics and bullets is as little as I have with computers. I'm just not a computer person. They don't talk to me. They don't communicate with me. I don't do well with quiet. I need feedback. They don't. We don't jive.
We can get you up and going.
I could send an email.
Yeah. I can get in trouble. That's why it took me so long to get what you're looking at here. JB and it took a whole almost 2 years, right, Jabe? You got it to me last year, and we got it this year, and we got it put together, and I'm using it.
You using it tonight? That's great news.
Yeah, I had it last week too.
All right. Do you still have your webcam?
I do. I haven't hooked it up yet. I if I had a solid place to leave it, I would set it up and use it. I still take it down and stick it in the corner, and so.
What about a microphone? Do you have a microphone?
I do. I've got a big boom one. We bought the same setup.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do have it.
Does anybody on the panel not have a dedicated microphone for the live stream?
I don't have one.
I just got this little thing on the headset.
I had microphone and stuff, but this cam that I'm using here seems to have a good mic. So
I've got the one on this laptop.
Is a headphone with a boom on it.
I just used.
I got a Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
I'm on a desktop, but it's got a Logitech webcam that I set on top of the monitor.
Mine's I can't even say that word.
Yeah, I don't know what it was either. But they work good. We got them a bunch of years ago, James.
Yeah, we've been using them for a long dang time, man. Anyway, my daughter bought me a, there it is.
I got a beer holder on my Chromebook.
That's a CD drawer.
As long as you got your priorities in order, that's all.
That's it.
Anyway, I got one of these for Father's Day, and I've already got.
What is it, James? I couldn't see.
Hold on.
You got the stuff in front of you, so part of your screen is blocked. Oh yeah, microphone. Yeah.
But it's basically just like the one that we have, which is the toner, but it doesn't have the spit guard on it, what I call a spit guard. What that guard does is, like when you say S's, when you get that hiss thing going with your voice, it kind of filters that mess out. Anyway, how we sounding out there, folks?
There's Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne, go ahead. Davis. We'll get to the bottom of the hour. We'll call all. But
Boy, they're rolling in. Hello, everybody.
yeah, we got 25 already, and ain't even made it through the room. How far did we get?
I
I'm
think
sorry,
we got to just
Mama
man,
Dad.
We got-
I don't think we went
We got
back.
the Bama dad. Yeah.
Dr. Zeke, how was your week?
Pretty good. Long week at work. Tons of rain here on Long Island, and rain at the range last Sunday. Trying to figure out why the Rossi isn't shooting the zinc bullets. Finally got the answers.
Trouble in paradise.
Well, the problem, I don't want to get too crazy with it, but the problem with the Rossi is the twist rate. 1 in 30.
Yeah, that's a problem with them. A lot of them, they do that.
So the issue is physical size of the zinc bullet's fine. If I load them pretty hot, they shoot far better, but still not good. So the bottom line is they're coming out of barrel, they're wobbling.
Yeah, you're not getting not good obturation.
Yeah, well, no, that's not what the problem is. Okay, what you're getting in there is that the bullet is too light for the physical size, and which again, it doesn't like 130 twist doesn't like light bullets. So that's the first thought. So, but you're thinking like 125 grain bullet's small. A 200 grain bullet's pretty damn big, but it only weighs 110, 110, 115 grains. So
Right.
what's happening is you don't have the energy forces, the spiral forces, centrifugal forces, whatever you want to call it, to keep the bullet flying with a good spin. It starts wobbling, and there goes your accuracy. The same bullet, it doesn't like 170 grain in lead, too heavy. 158 grain Lee, what do you call it? I guess it's a truncated cone, and that's the lube groove one that I have. Lights out, period. One bolt, one hole groups. And so that is the issue with it. If I didn't realize the twist rate on that thing when I bought it, because I would have questioned the hell out of it at that point. Because I don't care what rifle or handgun that I own that I put a zinc bullet in, it flies true. And they're accurate as hell. And Jamie, well, you had some. It's your 35 Remington, right? And that thing shot. So just trying to relate to it. The twist weight rate is not putting enough spin on the bullet, so it doesn't fly true. It's the best way. It's like a football, right? You throw it a little off, it doesn't, and it fishtails all over the place. So,
Well, I'm not doubting you completely, but I am going to say that, remember, twist rate is determined by bearing length, not so much by weight. So you're still shooting the same length bullets, even though they're lighter. So it will have some bearing, but I don't know if it's going to have as much. I can't tell you I have an answer as to why you're getting inaccuracies, but I'm not completely positive it's all twist rate.
well, that's the only thing controlling the bullet going down the barrel. I mean, I slugged the barrel. It's true. It's where it should be.
What powder are you using with that?
I tried all kinds of powders. Doesn't matter. Unique, Bullseye, a couple other ones. I don't, I have some other piles laying around. Tight Group, 296. I 110, and loading them. Okay, I don't care. I got a velocity out of the rifle of 2,300 feet per second with the 170 grain bullet. Well, it's again 113 grains of zinc. All right, everything is right. Okay, but the bullet doesn't fly true. It's it's not spinning true for whatever
Uh,
reason.
humor me a minute, Andy. If you took the biggest bullet that you cast for that thing,
195 grain. Go ahead.
okay, all right, is the base just flat?
Is it what?
Is it just flat?
The base of the bullet?
Yes.
Slightly rounded.
All right. Could you take a drill bit or something and make that? I know you're removing grains and you're making it lighter, but could you just make a couple of test bullets and maybe make a Manet ball and drill the base of that bullet out just slightly?
Oh, you mean concave at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
No, listen, I'm shooting, gotta remember, I'm shooting 30-06s with a 113 grain bullet in zinc. It's a 180 grain bullet. And at 100 yards, I can cover it with a nickel, maybe a quarter on a bad day.
I get it. I'm just giving you
Everything
something
I
else.
have shoots.
I'm just giving you something else to try.
Yeah, well, everything shoots with low velocity or high velocity. So I want to shoot my 30-06, but I don't want to bust my shoulder up. So I'm loading 11 grains of powder, 12 grains of powder, and at 100 yards, the thing is accurate as hell. If I put the same bullet behind whatever 30-something grains of powder, it's coming out of the gun at 3,000 feet per second, and it's just as accurate as the lower end load. So it doesn't matter what I do with it, it shoots accurate. I shoot the same bullet in lead, it shoots accurate. The only rifle, and I'm talking Trainer Blackout, 223, 9mm. I don't have the 30-30 anymore. The 30-06. What else do I have?
What is this? What is this caliber? Is it 357?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you slug the bore?
Yeah, I said I slugged it.
And it comes out
Like 357.5, 357.6. My zinc is at 358, 358 plus.
Yeah, you shouldn't be an issue.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, believe me, I went through everything. I've been shooting this rifle since I got it. I can't get it to shoot zinc, and I didn't try any lead. The only zinc bullet that shoots, and I'll throw this at you, is the Type 3 wad cutter, the 160 grainer.
Mm-hmm.
In zinc, it comes out like 104 grains. It's a ton of, the whole bullet touches the barrel all the way down.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
a
the
bore
bullet.
grinder.
Okay, so it's got a lot of bearing surface where nothing else has it. So it's being forced to spin truer. When you lose that back end of the back, you only have half the bullet touching, going down the lands. As it's coming out, it starts wobbling.
Do you have that 430 200 grain Lyman?
I'm sorry, what?
358 430. That's that 200 grain round nose. Do you have that rolled?
Yeah, I have that. All right, that's the one that Jamie shot.
And that one shoots okay.
It shoots better than any other zinc bullets coming out of that gun.
Okay.
Again, it's a lot of
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
material.
Yeah,
So I think it's just that you need a lengthy bullet that's the size of the bore. Otherwise, it just doesn't go. But I'm telling the lead, 158 grain truncated cone with lube grooved, powder coated, and it shoots lights out. I didn't make the video yet. I've just been busy this week.
Maybe we can delve into this more after we get through the intros. Thanks for being here, man. We appreciate you. Mr. Six, what's going on, brother?
Well, not much. We had a pretty good week. They got to the range Saturday, got some test loads done. They all sucked, so we're back to the drawing board on those. We did. My bench looked like my picture behind me all week, putting together a Penny's 73 short stroking it. Got that all fixed up for us. I hope she'll shoot it for me tomorrow. Test it out. So That's about it. That's all I did all week. So, how about you, Rebel?
SOS, same crap, different day. Still hurting pretty bad, awaiting surgery. Rained all. We had an excellent week at work. We had one customer come in and spend, in the last 2 weeks, he spent $3,200. So I'm like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. But
we'll see you next week.
yeah, no doubt. I loved it. When he gets on the kick, I love it. I love it. And I've been letting Trent do a lot of the 4473s, and I said it without revealing too much on the interwebs. It taught him kind of a lesson as far as when people buy a pistol or an other or whatever, you need to put it on a time clock, because most of you don't know this because it doesn't bother you. But if you buy 2 pistols in one day or in the same calendar week, it's a multiple purchase, and it causes more paperwork for the FFL. And as of right now, they're trying to get rid of some of this. I have to keep a copy, send a copy to the chief law enforcement officer of the county and a copy to the ATF. Okay. Now, if you think, they don't read those things. Yeah, I sent off one time and forgot to put a serial number on one of them. I got called the next business day. So they
get a lot of calls for like 6s and 9s, 9s and 6s. It seems like non-dyslexic people will flip those numbers around, and or a B looks like an 8. You don't know how they catch it, but they'll catch it. Yeah,
and they'll call and clarify and this and that and back and forth. So it's just something to, if you're not in a hurry, and let's say, well, I'm just popping into my head because 6 is right next to me here. Say you were buying a set of SAS Max Rugers, and you didn't want that to occur. Well, you pick up one and you wait a calendar week, which is 5 business days, and then you pick up the other one, and then you're fine. And you're fine. It's just more of a headache for the FFL. It's not more of a headache for you.
Yeah,
but
my FFL had me sign a piece of paper that's showing that, because I bought 2 guns, that I'm not going to use it for the wrong purposes.
It's none of that for FFL. That's something, I don't know what.
That's
the
something
FFL
different.
is just a multiple form. That's all it is. It's just It's nothing illegal. It's nothing. It's just an extra form for the FFL.
It's carbon copied.
It's
You need
for
to
the
put
buyer.
you got to put it on the hard surface and write it, and then it does it in triplicate for you. So it's nothing to the buyer. The buyer doesn't even know.
When we picked up our shotgun and bought my 73 rifle at the same time, they just had it all on one piece of paper.
It's only for handguns.
Yeah, it's only for handguns or others. Like if you picked up 2 lower receivers for an AR in 1 week, or 2 Glock frames in 1 week, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they treat others like pistols. So right now we got a friend as the head of the ATF. Who knows? It's a political appointment. 2 years from now, may not have it.
Yeah.
So anyway, and that's about it. Kyle, what you got?
Oh, just a bunch of rain, but we need it. I'm glad to have it. Pool's full, and I didn't have to pay for it. So there's
there
that.
you go.
And hopefully it'll create a little mud and make our jeeping adventures with me and the wife a little bit more interesting. Which, I mean, it's great just to get out and ride around, but a little bit of water makes everything better. The creeks are fuller, roads get a little slicker, Jeep gets dirtier, gives you a reason to go take it and wash it. Other than that, that's all I got.
Well,
You'll
thanks
get
for
them.
being here, guys. We appreciate all of y'all on the panel and all of you guys in the side chat. We're kind of looking for questions, comments, and topic ideas from you guys out there. Hillbilly just got home. Hopefully, he'll be in here shortly. Glenn Davis just wrote the 1873. And y'all remember when we did a study of the lever action history? It ain't been that long ago.
That was last year.
Yeah, the thing that sticks in my mind is the action on those things for what we needed at the time they were produced was weak and lacking. But for cowboy action shooting, with that short stroke kit 6 is talking about, that's the thing. That's the stuff. You want to talk a little bit about that, 6? It's just
Don't
fact.
matter. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Just it ain't much to it. It's just a set of toggle links and another lifter, and you put those links in, and then you run that. Put the lifter and the lifter arm and the lever in, and you start working on it and to get it timed right to come up at the right time, and take it back out, file some on it, put it back in, try it again. Took me about 2 days to get it right. That was only my second one to do, but I got it there.
In modern terms, you're putting a FRT on the lever action. All right. It's like da 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 da.
Yeah.
It's neat.
You're speeding it up so fast because the stroke's only taking half as long, half the distance. Plus,
The kit I put in shortens the stroke by between 1 to 2 inches, and that's not the super short stroke.
yeah,
If anyone's ever had a Browning 22 lever action, that's a short stroke. You can actually hold your hand like this and go click click, and
Just
you're
open your
firing
fingers.
again. Yeah.
I got a video on mine.
y'all should. You guys that are interested, y'all should look it up. Look up
Oh, yeah.
some of those guys that. They're firing 10 shots out of 2 revolvers, 10 shots out of one of those, 73, with the short stroke kit in it, and then 4 shots out of a double barrel shotgun in less than 20 seconds.
And what impressed me the most is the boys firing the pump Winchester. And you watch.
Well, they slam fire, so that's why they're fast.
Well, but the way they load them, you watch John Wick 2, John Wick 3, John Wick 4, him loading that shotgun, and everybody said, "Oh man, that's
who's
cool."
really quick with that is Jerry's daughter, Jerry Micklick's daughter.
Yes.
Leah.
Yeah.
Leah. She's fast
wicked.
with that shotgun.
Oh,
But,
wicked with that, man.
That all started. People started looking at cowboy action shooters, and they'd take, what is that, a 1897 shotgun?
Yeah.
And they'd take those shotguns and go load one, and you go bam, bam, and then they were just throwing those shells in there and firing them. And I swear to God, Hollywood took that from cowboy action shooting. Well, can we load an automatic that way?
Well,
So
the Bob 3-gun too, man.
Yeah, it's true. True that.
Most of those that's running the 97s, when they pull 2, they only put 1 in, fire, put the other one in and fire. And while they're doing that, they're grabbing two more.
Yeah.
It brings up the old adage: slow is smooth, and smooth is
It was
fast.
fast. Yeah, they said
Fast as you can, slow as you have to, fast as you can, or backwards versa.
Keanu Reeves could hold 3 shells like that in his hand, and he practiced that so much that the director of John Wick 2 told him, "You need to slow down. The audience can't see you doing that fast." and he was running it 3-gun style, so he had to slow that down.
Yeah, in Cowboy they don't want you no more than 2 because of the doubles and stuff like that. So
Right.
you don't see a lot of, but in 3-gun stuff and other competitions, yeah, you like Jerry. He uses a stick.
Right.
He doesn't load them in his hand. He uses a stick.
He's got a shoot
6 or 8 or 5, whatever it is, all at once. Bloop.
Yeah.
He's like grease lightning doing that even.
Well, he's not from this planet, so you can't take him into account.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. He's like, well, Bob Munden's no longer in this planet, but when Jerry dies, him and Bob Munden would be sitting right next to one another.
Oh, yeah.
It's and
Munden
with the
was amazing too. Yeah, he was crazy.
oh Lord,
They had to use the highest frame rate slow motion camera they could get to make sure that he fired 2 shots to kill 2 balloons.
Yeah. I saw a guy today on Instagram and never showed his face, and he pulled out a Colt, beautiful wood grips on it, and he turned it around, and the camera, it says Gunsmith by Bob Munden, and he loaded the gun, closed the gate, hit it to half cock, and then went like that and just shot 3 shots that fast. And I was like, oh, Jesus. He hit it with his thumb, his pointer, and his pinky.
Oh, there's a guy out there that does all 5 cylinders. One shot.
Bob did,
well, there's a guy out there that does it, but he watches videos. He tells you how modified that gun is.
Oh, yeah. And Bob Munden showed how modified his gun is. You look at it from this side, from where he was drawing, and that hammer was straight up. What you didn't see was he made the hammer so light by making it straight up. He had to add weight to it. So if you turn the gun this way, it's got a piece that curls around the cylinder. It's weird looking as crap, but it made it heavy enough to hit a primer. And then if you look at a Colt, the trigger is offset. And Bob Munden always said the Colt single action is actually better for a left-handed guy because the trigger sits to the left. So he modified the trigger guard to center that up. And he thought of all kind of things to shave just milliseconds off his time. But he was fast anyway. Watching Jerry Miculek, what record did he set firing those 2 revolvers? It was 12 shots on target in so many seconds.
It was 12 shots on target. It was shoot 6 on target, reload, shoot 6 more, and it was 2.99 seconds.
Yeah. He'd already
no on this planet has ever come close to that.
He'd already beaten Ed McGivern's record and at that time. So he decided just to put another nail in that coffin and shoot 2.
2.99 seconds with a reload. I mean, good God.
And a revolver.
And they all hit.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched him load a revolver with a moon clip?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he did. Yeah.
He gets about right here and he throws it.
Yeah. He just slings it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
All right. What's the magic word of the minute, Jamie? You could say Michelak, but nobody could spell it.
Right. Del Pogue says fast is good, but accuracy is everything. In cowboy action shooting, that's not exactly accurate.
I see what you did there.
It's more speed there. It's you're judged on time and not missing anything, but the targets are huge and they're close. So accuracy is not really what they're after. They want a certain degree of accuracy, and there's misses that happen. I've seen misses,
Oh, yeah, I've missed them many times.
especially in the shotgun.
There you go.
Well,
Paul Lowndes
pistol,
spelled it.
on that last pistol round, you're thinking put it away, and you start moving it down to put it away before it actually fires.
Right.
Just the target.
Yeah, where you're penalized in cowboy action shooting is misses are what, 5 seconds?
Yeah,
And then procedurals are 10.
10 seconds for not shooting the right target in the right order.
Yeah. That's because you did not follow directions. So the word of the night, type in fast, and we'll call your name out on TV. And that's a good one. Thanks, Del Poe. We appreciate that.
You can get a penalty because you didn't have your hands in the right spot when you started.
That's procedural.
That's a procedure.
Now, how come on YouTube or StreamYard it shows Andy first? On my phone, it shows me first and CW second, and then Andy. What the heck?
They're just making sure you got something to complain about.
I get cheated every week. Every week.
One of the greatest mysteries of life, Kyle.
What does it show over here?
Here we go, guys. We're going to call out the side chat now. Before we get into that, I got to say hey to Garage Guy, and I got to say hey to Edward Petty. Now I'm going to turn around and say hey to him again in the roll call. CW2A is on the panel and in the side chat, and he was in here first. Andy79Z28 is next. He's on the panel in the side chat. So is Kyle Lusk. So is Six Shooter Texan. So is Mike the Rebel Hester. So is Bama Dad, Glenn Davis, my brother Ricky Baird, Paul Loud, Colt 1927, Garage Guy 871, GGW Outdoors, Dale Pogue, Mr. Pollard. What's going on, bud? I got to go down and see him. You know, he's just down there in the middle of the state.
JP.
I need to take a road trip. Dwayne 7834, Mr. Edward Petty, Bobby Barlow, Garage Guy 879, Rollis Carvelis, Andy, Alaska 1, Andy 959, Rollis Carvelis, Fudd with a Gun, Jiffy Fast. That's way fast. And if you eat that stuff, you're going to be needing to be fast. Ozzy Osbourne, Dale Pogue, Ron Wayne says quit, and the dead. Yeah. Glenn Davis says Kyle wasn't fast enough. Let's see. I think we're up to date. Yeah, I need to come see you, Pollard. I tell you what I need to do is I need to meet Tread down there. One guy is in there with fast. Let me go back up and make sure I didn't miss nobody. So yeah, and there's Kentucky Rimfire Justin coming in with fast just at the last minute. That was not exactly fast,
but it was accurate.
But it was accurate. Yeah, I know. He told me he'd been there, Pollard. Tread has been here.
Tread's been everywhere, man. I think that's a song.
Yeah, Johnny Cash wrote a song about Tread.
Y'all don't sing it or we'll get a copyright strike. Okay, I got a question for y'all that's totally off the wall, ungun related. My dog's making a bunch of racket. I'm fixing that to go Ron Wayne says, I'm Craig Jorgensen fast. That's smoking. How many of y'all like country music? Out there in the side chat, on the panel, all y'all.
I think you're better off asking who don't.
Probably in this crowd.
Let me ask this: modern or old?
Well, this particular girl is modern. But the point of my question is old. Let me see if I can find a picture of her.
There was a part of my life where Southern rock kind of blended in, sort of the Hank Williams Jr. heyday. Waylon Jennings, I like that, but as far as most country music, I don't listen to it.
Modern country, you could just leave it for me. I don't, but not modern chorus, because there's some
Urban Cowboy
really
for all
new singers out there that are singing old style stuff that's really good.
Yeah,
There's
there
some
is.
that aren't mainstream that are really good, that are brand new or
Not,
past 5 years, let's say.
now I like bluegrass. I
Yeah,
love bluegrass.
It's coming into bluegrass festival time.
I like Billy Strings. Fudd with a gun. My dog has fleas. God.
If and when I get a hankering for bluegrass, I always go back to Ricky Skaggs.
I was being nice, Rollis, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. My truck broke down.
Down.
Ron Wayne, I like any music I can understand.
If that ain't the truth, if that ain't country, I'll kiss never mind.
I like just about all kinds of
There
music.
will be no David Allen Cole references on our live stream.
There'll be no what?
Why?
David Allen Cole references.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
Mom,
All right. I want y'all to look at this picture. All right. And I want Rebel, I want you to stay on that same thought you had when you were saying Waylon Jennings.
Okay.
All right.
A girl that looks like Waylon Jennings?
That's
up.
gonna be...
That is one ugly one.
All right. Who
Oh,
does this girl remind you of? Tell me if I'm crazy, or tell
A
me.
beautiful girl from Alabama.
Well, she lives in Tennessee now, but yeah, probably.
Yeah, born and raised in Alabama.
All right. So who does she remind you of?
Jesse Coulter.
Absolutely. That was my thought.
She looks just like her.
She's got that hairdo, especially. That
That's a
hairdo
great
right
guitar.
there. Remember how Jessie was always so bashful and like she used her hair to keep her eyes covered up?
Look at how big that guitar is.
Do what?
she's now.
She must be tiny.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, Jamie. She's a good-looking woman. She's a pretty lady, and I'm sure she's a beautiful singer. But she reminds you of who?
Jessie Coulter.
I don't even know who that is.
She married to Waylon.
She's Waylon's wife. She was Waylon's wife.
Her most famous song is "I'm Not Lisa."
I could quote you every lyric to "Flirting with Disaster" from Molly Hatchet, but I don't know that.
There you go. Man, did I nail that or what? I believe she's the same dang woman. That is Waylon Jennings' wife, Jessie Coulter.
Yeah, look at it.
Now look at that. Look at that last picture, Jamie.
How'd Waylon Jennings make that?
Yeah, it's the hairstyle. It's the
Good looking
hairstyle.
woman too.
Yeah.
There's proof.
Bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bangs.
Same eyes.
You sure it's not their daughter?
I'm not. But Bama dad, who knows everything, says that she's born and raised in Alabama. I'd be surprised if Waylon Jennings spent more than 48 hours of his entire life in Alabama.
Hey,
And
10 minutes is all it takes.
and Fudd with a gun. Fudd with a gun. I'm not doubting you, but I'm doubting you. Okay. He said it looks like my wife.
I miss my truck. I love that. Yeah, man, she reminds me so much of Jessie Coulter, and not her voice, but just the way she looks.
She
All
looks
right,
good.
They don't sing the same at all.
no,
Were either of them drunk the day their mama got out of prison?
Ella's too young to be Waylon's daughter.
Oh, Lord.
well, she was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to know. So there you go. But I've aged at least a year since then. Fred, shooting that contraption you brought up there to Rebels has got me wanting to build me a 40 cal thing, kind of like that.
I got one like it in a 40. And I
Well,
got
now-
a PC carbine too. They're both a lot of fun in 40.
The 40 would be easier to build than what Fred built.
Yeah, Tred's
Fred
tough.
called me up and he was like, "Man, I need help. This thing."
Well, I built one too, and I couldn't. I was ripping cases in half. I was getting straight cases out of the gun because when
Yeah.
we're shooting, when you're out of battery,
Yeah.
and it just that little sig is something else.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah. Well, it's just the way it runs. It's just
Yeah.
it's not easy. I took a 9mm barrel and rechambered it, and like I said, it would shoot, but I was ripping cases in half.
Well, I was giving him all this advice like it was running a regular pistol gas AR. And he was like, huh? I said, tell me, do you have a gas block? No, it's direct blowback. Oh, crap. You know, and he came up with a solution for it.
The
Make
way
the
Jamie
buffer
described
heavy.
it, the way Jamie described it, that has inquiring minds wanting to know. What
Well,
is this contraption that y'all speak of?
He took an AR pistol and 357 SIG and had to take crankshaft weights, tungsten crankshaft weights, mill them down, and add weight to an H3 buffer to slow the bolt down. Is that kind of simplified?
Yeah, even in a 40, you got to use excessive amount of weight in your bolt. My bolt weighs a ton, and the SIG is even worse.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome carbine round.
Let me say this about this comment, and I probably shouldn't. I know I'm going to get in trouble. There's one of two reasons that a good-looking woman will marry an ugly man. And obviously the first one's money, and we're not touching the second one on this platform.
Well, I ain't rich, and my wife's good looking. At least I think so.
You're going to love that scope, Tread. You will fall in love with that scope. I've got a
I got a
six.
scope coming.
What do you got coming?
It's right now. It's somewhere between me and this guy up here.
Yep. I sent him another pistol scope.
All right. I got one of those. I got to buy myself a mounting kit for my Super Black Hawk.
I got a
They
set of
should have,
dies
rings on it,
inbound too.
Should have rings with it, Jamie. No, the Supers had the Ruger rings. No,
I got to buy a mounting kit.
oh, buy a Wiegand then.
Yes, Wigan's the best.
Buy a Wiegand, and it's what caliber is it?
43 mag.
Then you want to drill and tap at least one hole, and it's easy to do. You can do it yourself. You do it right through the mount.
Okay.
You can do it 618 or something common. You don't have to do fancy. It's going to be in the pocket. I think it's in the pocket for the rear sight, isn't it? Isn't it in the Mike? Do you remember?
The Wigan mount goes into the sockets of the factory Ruger.
Yeah, it uses the Ruger threading for the rear sight, but you can add one, and on the Magnums you should. But is it in the recess where the rear sight was, or is it in the top of the middle of the top strap?
I think it's in the middle of the top strap.
Yeah, I couldn't
Mine
remember.
don't
Anyway, it's
have-
no big deal. It's no big
Mine
deal. You
don't
can do
have
it.
any of that.
No, it won't. It won't. And you don't have to use it, but with the Magnums, it's advised. Because it only gets one threaded screw to hold the mount on, and it's really not enough with the Magnums.
Yeah, 42.9, Curtis. We'll bump that up to 43. Duct tape. There you go. Good idea, Ron Wayne.
Velcro.
You said 43, Jamie. Everybody's going 43 mag, 43 mag, 43 mag.
And it's most commonly known
You
as
know-
44, but
Oh, what's the bullet diameter?
Yeah, that's right.
and we've
Yeah.
talked about that. We could get into that, but I don't think we need to because we've talked a lot about how
Yeah, I mean, 41
you-
mag is 410. 57
Yeah.
mag is 357. 45 is 452 or 454. 44 is what? 429. 43 mag.
All right. You caster boys will make my eyes roll back up in my head if you get too far into the weeds with it.
Even old stuff. And if the 4440 was even worse, that's only a 427. That's
427. Yep, that's right.
I like
But the
that.
3840 was a 40, so go figure.
Flat Boy called it the 429 mag.
Yep.
That's a
That's what it is.
And I'll delve into it just a little bit and say that the first bullets that we had were like your 22s. They were what we called heeled bullets. They had a heel that went down into the case, so the outside diameter of the bullet would have been the same as the case, and so there's that. So that's where we get. That's why we call a 38 special 38 instead of 357.
Yep.
It's just a nomenclature thing.
Well, Browning called 380 9mm light.
Yeah.
No, Kurtz.
Yeah, it's a
Germans
Kurtz,
call it the Kurtz. Yeah.
Kurtz or
With
Certo.
9mm
There's a
Kurtz.
couple of them. Depends on the language.
9mm short.
Yep.
Yeah, my buddy's got a Browning high power that says 9mm light on the barrel. I'm like, what is this? Oh, it's a 380.
Actually, Curtis, let's get into this for a minute. Yeah. I think Ford and Chevy both had a 429.
Yep.
And I think what you're thinking of would be the Hemi, and I think it was a 427, but I'm not positive.
It's a 426 cubic inch.
426.
Actually, there's
Chevy
a bunch
had
of
a
them.
four-
The original
Yeah.
was 426.
Chevy had a
Now, the
427.
popular one, not the original one. the popular
and
one.
Ford had a 427, but
Yeah.
Ford had a 429. That was a standalone.
Yeah.
The
Actually, there was
Ford,
2 of them.
yeah.
You had
Well,
the one
the
that was in
One was
the
side oiler.
station wagons and stuff, and then they had the Boss with the big heads.
The Boss, yeah.
Yeah.
But the 427 followed the FE line of engines, which is 427, 428.
429.
No,
Station
429.
wagon. Station wagon 429.
Right,
There's
exactly.
2 of them.
And then the 390,
Was a
410.
staffing too. Yeah. But there was a 390 and 360 truck engine too.
Yeah.
They were all fouled up.
Yeah.
Windsor made them. Windsor made and Cleveland made them. There was
Yep.
2 351s.
Yep.
Ford had it. You have to be really into it to know all the idiosyncrasies. But
For anything involving Ford, you have to be a Ford fan
Well,
to even understand.
I'm
Yeah.
a Ford fan because my mentor in mechanicking was a Ford guy. So he's got books from the 60s that you open up and gives you the torque specs for how I built my 390. So, and he's not doing too good now, guys. His name's Eddie. Include him in your prayers.
421. Wasn't that a Pontiac 421?
351s.
Now, Pontiac was weird.
Yeah.
When they had
Pontiac.
their own engines, they had some weird stuff.
Then there was the Y blocks. They were the 312 and the
Yeah.
3. They were older motors.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
351s?
get Bull and carry him up to the
Yeah, I thought Pontiac had the 421.
But the 427, if y'all have ever watched Ford versus Ferrari, which is a fantastic movie, and it's pretty much based in truth.
Oh
That
yeah,
G-
the 321M.
that-
That's right. That
that
was a
G-
modified. Yep.
That GT40 was built with a 427. If you can imagine a 427 motor sitting right behind you, that had to be the loudest thing on earth. Those guys had to be deaf when they finished Le Mans, you know. Now, CW, you said something 351 modified. A lot of guys call it that, but I've also heard that the M stood for Midland, which is the Midland, Ohio, I think. Midland plant of Ford. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not because
I don't know. They were in trucks, though.
they had a 351 and a 400, and they were pretty much the same engine, just different, different heads.
More stroke, whatever it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's weird about the Cleveland and the Windsor, one was a high horsepower and the other one was high torque. You wanted one for certain applications and one for other applications.
You can make a Windsor absolutely scream. It's the high. It's kind of the more high RPM motor. The Cleveland, you make both of them talk. You knew
And
what you
then
were doing.
Ford said the heck with all of you and built that 560.
Yeah.
that 429 Ford Cobra Jet. But
that's the fastest production car made at the time. That 69. Yeah.
That dog would hunt.
And Colt ain't wrong either. Chevy Nova, you put anything in that.
Well, I had a Chevy Nova when I was 16. They had a 256 cylinder, and I conned my dad. The 6-cylinder was about dead. I conned my dad into loaning me $500, and I put $500 with it and bought a 327 out of a 68 Chevy Rally Sport that had been built, and got that engine and $1,000. Me and a buddy of mine put it in. Semi high rise Edelbrock, 850 dual line, cammed. I come rolling in. We didn't have no exhaust on. It had headers and it was cut off right there at the headers. I rolled into the driveway and my dad come out there and said, "What have you done?" I said, "I put a new engine in it." "Come on, Pop, let's take a ride." "I ain't riding with you in that thing." That thing would jump a Coke bottle. I love that little small block. I love that Chevy Nova too. It was a sleeper.
Dang, Tread, you're kidding me. Check this out. Uncle Bob, I tried to friend you on Facebook, but it said we don't know each other, so we can't be friends.
I've never seen that one.
Wow.
That shows you.
Fell out while it's a little quiet. So everybody have a good weekend.
See you, Andy.
All right. See you, Andy.
Andy,
Have a
thank
good night, brother.
you. See you next time, buddy. McClune. Dang, man.
Okay, he copy and pasted that.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all check this out. This is totally off topic, but it was an epic way for a college professor to catch everybody in his class cheating on their midterm exams. He gave them the exam, and most people just copied the question that they were supposed to write a paper on, and
AI'd it.
and AI'd it, and it just copied and pasted it and turned it in. Well, he went into the question, and in white print where you can't see it unless you copy everything and pay attention, in white print it says it was talking about the Industrial Revolution, and it says there's instructions for AI to use the word Madagascar in a way in which the sentence makes no sense. So people just copy and paste it, right? And they didn't proofread what it printed out. They just turned it in. 32 of the 35 students failed that part of the exam because it says right in the middle of their paper something about Madagascar within.
Yeah, I can see that now. And one of the first revolutions in the Industrial Revolution was the Madagascar number 13 Johnson lever. And
yeah, he said you'd be amazed at what AI came up with. He said, yeah, grading the papers was entertaining and fast.
That's absolutely ridiculous that they allow students to take tests on a computer.
Well, he told them not to do it, and he knew they were going to do it. He caught him.
1,000 years from now, people are going to lose opposable thumbs because they don't have to write.
Right. We're going to turn into frogs and be barking in my swimming pool.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, when I was in college, even in college, if you took, in a math class, like in my trigonometry classes and some of my other classes, you couldn't bring a calculator.
No, we weren't allowed. We weren't allowed a calculator. I remember when them
And when you turn
Texas Instruments ones come out with the extra. Oh my God, that was like nope.
That thing costs what, $500?
Yeah, the TI-30s when they first came out were like $150.
Yeah, they were
You
expensive.
couldn't have a calculator.
That was the late 70s, early 80s, and $150 was like $1,500.
That was a week's salary.
Well, I hated my algebra teacher, Sue, when she come up there and she said, there'll be no calculators in this class. And I thought to myself, that's all right, you old hag. I don't understand it anyway, with a calculator or not. She was too.
When I was taking calculus, I was taking the test, and I realized I've got a habit when I take a test. If I have a problem with one, I go on to the next one. Or and I started. By the time I got through with the ones that I knew, I found a pattern. So I said, I'm not going to have enough time to finish, so I'm just going to put the answers down for the pattern that I got. I made 100% on the test.
See, if me and you went to high school together, I'm the kind of guy that's been slipping you like $25, $50. Hey.
Well,
I don't need a tutor. I just need help.
I'll tell you, the guy that was my instructor was from Greece, and he was a math genius. And he told me, he said, you know what? I know what you did. And he said, but I'm not gonna flunk you on it for what you did. He said, because if you're smart enough to have figured that out, you don't even need to take. And I clept the class. That was the entry. That was the first test of the semester. So if you made a certain grade level or above, you were able to clep the class. And
Here's a
he
man
said,
after my own heart right here.
Right.
See, Ozzy, I was a math
Exactly.
genius until they started
Exactly.
putting letters in there.
Yeah. A+1 is what? A1. That's a sauce.
It's
for
a steak
steak.
sauce. Everybody keeps looking for X. I know exactly where mine is.
And see, the old hag I'm telling you about, she taught the 4 girls in the class. They all sat up front. They all got it. They were all really good in math. And the rest of us rednecks back there, including a future Major League Baseball pitcher, she didn't teach to. I remember the time he got up, she had her back turned to us, and she was doing some formula, and he said, "I'm about ready to get out of here, Hester." I said, "What you gonna do?" He chewed up a spit wad about that big. He literally cocked his leg back and threw a 98-mile-an-hour spit wad right at that blackboard. She turned around. She said, "Mr. Harvey, you can leave this class right now." He grinned at me and he left. I was like, "I'm going to start chewing paper. I'm ready to get out of here too." Mine might only be 50 mile an hour, but you know,
It ain't gonna have the impact, dude.
Ain't gonna have the heat on it.
Y'all know enough about external ballistics to know speed kills.
That boy was throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs when he was a junior in high school, and we all got together as high school buddies and watched his encore debut as a pinch or a relief pitcher for the California Angels. And all them boys was wearing their hats like this. Let me get closer to the camera. All of them was wearing their hats like that. And, you know, flat. And Brian comes out there and he's got his hat bent up into, we call it the Catawba curl, you know, because everybody bends their hats up like that. And big old chaw backer and his mouth wrapped in bubble gum. And big old long lanky feller. And we were just all cheering, happy as everything to see a high school boy done good, you know.
That's
and
the first thing we did when we got a hat was put elastic bands all around the brim.
Yep.
Put it on a pot and put elastic bands around the brim.
Yep.
Yep.
I show you another little trick. Of course, this is broke in. When you store it, take your hat and stick it back through the band like that, and store it and keep the thing curled after you got it shaped. So that one will stay shaped that way forever because it's got enough head grease on it. I tried to wash it, and my wife said, "Don't ever put your hat in that washing machine again." Turn the whole tub brown.
I either wear them in the shower or put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah, the dishwasher, they used to have a plastic thing that would form your hat.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
It was a cage to put around your hat. Throw it
Well, that's a pretty harsh environment for, you know, a hat. 180-degree water.
I'll be honest, I never had one. I had one of those for a while, and it beat my hats up.
Yeah, it did. I had one too, and it beat my hats up. I think the heat did it, Bama.
I wear a new one like a dress hat for a while, and once it gets to where it's not a dress hat anymore, it turns into a work hat. Once it's done there, I throw them in the garbage.
I got 3 hats for dress hats. 2 resist-alls. You'll appreciate this, 6. 2 resist-alls and a fedora. All right, that's my dress hat.
I'm talking about this kind of hat.
Yeah,
That's
I
the best
know.
way I keep my hats.
Yeah, right.
They've got to where they're making the hats so dadgum flimsy. They misshape and don't hold their shape.
Well, Stetson's got a hat out. If y'all are looking for a wide brim, this is a winter hat now, and I've got one sitting right over there, and it's got a what they call, and Six will know what I'm talking about. It's got a RCA crown on it, which is a cattleman crown, and you could wad that thing up and shove it in the backpack. You pull it out, shake it, it pops right back into place.
Yep. A lot of people are coming out with those.
That's a good outdoor hat for the winter time. You want anything that'll dry
Really
quick.
back into guns and reloading and all that good stuff. I didn't get much time to talk last week, so I'll take a few minutes right now. I want to issue a challenge out there to all you content creators. I want to see your, I'll say rimfire, but your beaters, your backdoor guns, your garden guns, your use it a lot but don't really brag on it type of rimfires. Make a quick video. I haven't figured out a hashtag. I don't really know how that works, but somebody smarter than me maybe can figure that out. But I want to see videos on your beater rimfires.
I might have to send you pictures, CW, and you can put them up as Rebels rimfires. I have some beaters. I do.
Oh, I'm sure. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
We just don't show
I
them.
really don't.
It don't mean they don't shoot good. They're just
Yeah, no, not at all. It's just
No, yeah. But
seen a
I
lot of
really
use.
don't. I got two Marlin 60s and then one Marlin 20, and that's all I've got.
oh Lord, I got tons of 22s. I even got a Colt Peacemaker 22 long rifle. It's a beater. It's
Could be a revolver. Could
Yeah.
be a semi-auto. Could be a rifle, a single shot. Whatever. So let's see your beater rimfires. And
I've got an older Remington that is a squirrel killer from way back, but it also doubles as a hammer.
boat paddle. A whole lot of things it'll do.
Yeah.
We got two Marlin 60s, and one of them's in there. Still looks pretty new, and the other one, it's beat on. It's rode on my four-wheeler lots of times and gotten beat up, but that's about all I got.
And
I've actually got two of them. I liked them. I liked the first one so much and put it through so much crap, and it still works. I bought another one.
before I knew a Ruger single six would ever cost what they cost now, I used to carry that thing trout fishing because North Carolina had a rule that if it was off season, you couldn't carry a barrel more than 6 inches, but it had to be longer than 5.5. Why don't you just say it had to be a 6-inch gun? Stupid, but they didn't. So I've got a 6-inch single six, and I carried that thing trout fishing for just critters and snakes and what. And I beat the snot out of it. It still shoots good though.
All right, here's a question for the panel and the side chat. Has any company invented a way to make handgun rat shot cartridges?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they all have.
Wait a minute. Do that question again, Kyle. Do the question just
Has
like
any
you said.
reloading company made a way to reload or to construct rat shot cartridges?
Spear used to sell capsules.
Yep.
Okay. And they're hard to get now. All right. It's just not it's something they do once in a while.
Right.
They do it at 45, 38, obviously not 22.
How do you seat the capsule without destroying it?
It's got like CW described, it's got kind of a heel on it, and you just gently sit it you bail the case, obviously, and sit it just inside, and But my cousin found, and just found them, but I'm not paying for $150 a set, dies that actually do the star crimp.
Yeah.
But they actually perform better than the capsules, but they lead the shit out of your barrel. Excuse my French. If you shoot a lot of them, but you can get real creative.
I've got a couple of videos on how I do it.
Yeah,
I've got some family members and friends. I would never load it for anybody other than people that I'm real close to.
Well, Kyle,
but they've been asking me, and I'm like, I don't know that you can do that.
My cousin uses a powder, a felt wad, the shot, and then a gas check turned and set down and lightly crimped.
Just crimp over the gas check,
and they make wonderful rat shot.
Okay.
Yep. I use a ball instead of a top plate.
There you go. There you go.
You use a ball, and you just weigh it out so that you got the right weight, and it works beautiful. I even fired it in the video. I showed the patterns. The ball goes to where you aim, so you can actually aim at a spot that you want, a snake's head or whatever you want to shoot, and it'll be surrounded by the shot. And I find it works best with the smallest shot you can get. You used to be able to find 12 or 11 or 13 or whatever it was, really tiny dust.
Sand.
And it worked the best.
Learn something every Friday. Look at that.
Well, I'll tell you this.
But there's videos on my channel about it.
I'm dumb but me. Why would anybody test this? I stepped off 10 feet, which would be the average shot you wanted to use, a 22 rat shot, and fired a CCI with a capsule into a paper plate. And then I fired a Federal, which was the old-timey crimped ones. And the crimped ones, the Federals patterned better or had more dense a powder than the capsules did.
Yes. Sage Outdoors has both 32 and 38, 41, 44, 45, 50 caliber shot shell wide kits.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look too deep into it. I just said I ain't got what it takes to do it.
Well, when I had a antique Ithaca double barrel, and I finally sent it down the road because my brain can't work two triggers. No, my brain just can't do it. I'm a single trigger man. But the chambers were 2.5. Well, you could shoot 2 3/4 in it, but it literally it kind of overpressures the shotgun a little bit because you got 2 chokes in a shotgun. You got a forcing cone that's this way in the barrel, and then you got a choke at the end of it. Okay, so you got 2 chokes. Well, that extra plastic or paper open it up in that forcing cone caused a little pressure spike. And that's rough on a shotgun that was made in 1929.
Right.
Okay. So I decided, well, I'll just make 2.5-inch shotguns. So shells. So it was a 20 gauge. I went out and bought a Lee Lodahl. I since have a mech, but that Lee Lodahl, I'd sit there and cut. I bought the roll crimper from Ballistic Products, and I cut the shotgun shells down and got a 2.5-inch load and put a wad on top and roll crimp that booger, and it made the prettiest shotgun shell you've ever seen in your life. If you could do the same thing, that's kind of what that gas check, the way he has them done, it almost roll crimps over the gas check just a little bit.
Right.
But
just enough to hold it in.
Yeah, but he's gotten real creative out of shot shells. He hands them to people and says, "Look, don't think you're going to shoot him at your neighbor's dog and burn him up." He said, "You shoot these at your neighbor's dog, you might end up burying him because he might have he marks them on the gas check. He might have number 4s or number 5s in there instead of dust, and they're not as dense, but up close, like at a snake, they're deadly, absolutely deadly." I never understood how you could shoot a snake's head off with a regular bullet, and he'd sit there and wiggle for a little bit. You hit him with that snake shot, and they just lay out. Dead.
I was asked a question this week. Subsonic 243.
Yes.
Why?
Oh, it's fun.
Yes, why? First of all, it's why.
Yeah.
The first one I ever loaded, I shot, and I was looking at the paper plate that was like 15 yards away, and I'm like, I think I see a hole. I was just using iron sight AR, and I went ahead and popped the pins and pulled the bolt carrier out and looked down the barrel. I went, "Did you hear that?" He goes, "Nope." I was like,
Now, did you say 243 or 223?
223.
243.
Oh, I'm sorry.
243. With a 243 case, there's so much case volume. I would suggest, and CW will tell you the same thing, I would look for a position in sensitive powder or one that had good case fill, which is hard to get, like Trail Boss.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. I go, but the only thing I know would be Trail Boss, and right now it's unattainable almost.
Yeah, it is.
Tight group will work.
Tight group that's a big case, though, Kyle. I swear. You know, it's going to be laying horizontal for sure.
I actually found the reloading data on Hodgdon's reloading website, their little drop-down menu thing.
Yep.
I don't know if it's still there. That was for 223. They might have a 243. I don't know. It said right on there, this is subsonic, not meant for accuracy. It's meant for fun, you know.
Well, a buddy of mine asked me to load him some subsonic 223. And he was actually going to a place he was going to shoot deer subsonic. And I loaded up about 10 of them. And then I called him up and I said, "Hey, bud, don't you have a 22 like Magnum?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "You realize what I'm making here is like a 22 long in a centerfire case." I said, "It's stupid quiet, but I mean, you're going to have the same results with a 22 rimfire. The bullet's not going to open up." And he said, "Darn, I never thought about that."
Well, there is an advantage. Most 223s will shoot at least a 75 grain bullet, 73 grain bullet.
Yeah,
That's a big advantage over a
there
long
is
rifle.
that.
Almost twice the weight.
Yeah.
That's what I do in my Hornet. My K Hornet is a 1 in 9, and I shoot a 65 or a 67 grain flat pointed bullet. And I've taken 2 coyotes with it, and they don't like it at all. Kind of changed their mind, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I've got, that 222 I showed you. I've got a 1 in 12 twist. I bought some vanilla ice cream, Hornady 60 grain, not VMAXs. The VMAXs suggest 1 in 7 twists. These are just regular $12 for 160 grain varmint bullets. They ought to stabilize in that 12 twist, shouldn't they? They're short.
It'll be on the cusp, but you got to see. Sometimes you know how it is. Sometimes you boot it in the butt and it stabilizes.
Yeah.
I got a question. Hold on a minute. We got a buddy coming in the back door. What's going on, Scotsman? He probably fell asleep. I waited on him. Look at the trim job on that beard, buddy.
There you go. All squared off. That's pretty, man.
It is.
What's her name?
Would you take a speed square and put it up there and zit?
No. That's another story for another time. But no, good to be here. Sorry I'm late, fellas. I was on the phone with someone. We had a long conversation, and I mean a long conversation. I was on the phone with someone I haven't talked to in a long time. Probably almost a 6-hour phone call. So yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Lord.
Where'd you
But-
find 6 hours to do that all at one time?
I
That would
couldn't
be
tell
a
you,
year's worth of
man.
time.
I couldn't tell you, but it was good talking with him.
Real quick, Kyle, I got an email out to you from Glenn. He forwarded for some information, and I put a link to that video in the side chat.
Okay, beautiful.
What picture are we wanting, Glenn Davis?
I sent him an email. He's got it. Kyle, will
Okay,
have to
I have
email.
a question. Once upon a time on this live stream, one of our illustrious side chat members were discussing DM42 30-06 brass.
That was
I don't remember
I want to
that.
say Alaska Andy, but I'm not certain. But it was a while ago. Now we're going back a month or three. And then
I'm thinking 6
Um,
months to a year.
Curtis just sent that to me, and I gave it to you in North Carolina. He had found some, or that's why you got that. It was for,
Have some.
yeah,
Right.
it was for whoever that was looking for it.
It is designated for whoever's father was working at this particular armory making this particular batch of ammo in 1942 during the war. So
Wow.
I don't remember 100%. But like I said, Alaska Andy pops into my head about that, but it may not be him.
if you guys can help me with that, I would love to get this to the particular person. It's been a busy week around here, but I do have channel swag for Rollis Carvelis and Ron Wayne that I've got to get. I'll try to get that out in the morning. Let me show y'all some stuff. Give me 1 second here. I loaded some 35 Remington this week. And I need Hillbilly to be here. And I know we're running up hard and fast on the verse of the week, so I'll try to make this as quick and painless as possible. Curtis sent me those 150 grain 35 Remington. Ron, I had COVID this past week.
Torlocks?
Corlocks, yes. Yeah. And that's bad when you start finishing my sentences. Chico does that. Here we go. Let me see if I can. I have some 35 Remington prizes that
I gave you some as well, but mine were, I squeezed them, so they're ready for 350 Legend.
okay. This is the first, and I'm sure everybody does this, but this is the first dies I had for 35 Remington. What's cool about it is it's got a shell holder and it's got the scoop and all that crap. You know, Lee dies are Lee dies, you know. And we have 35 viewers, and we're talking about 35 Remington. I need Hillbilly to be here because I got a box getting ready to go to him. I have some, I loaded him up 20 rounds of target ammo and 20 rounds of hunting ammo. And the only difference is the hardness of the lead. And if he's got dies, cool. If he don't, I'll send him these lead dies.
There's Missy on the side chat. She made another video.
I also have these. I think Tread brought me these, the RCBS 35 Remington dies. Absolutely solid. You cannot go wrong. But I love these. But I think it was GGW Outdoors. I'm not positive. This is my new prized possession for 35 Remington. And since Curtis William C. Chapin sent me some other dies from this particular place, I know you can tell me, what is this, CW? You got a guess, Scotsman?
That's a crimp die. That's a, oh no, it isn't. I can't see the top.
Blow yourself up, man.
It's an expanded
No.
tear die.
We got old eyes, dude. Come on.
Yeah, my eyes aren't 20 anymore, dude.
It won't do it.
Is it an M die, Jamie?
No, it's better than that. Can you read that? Let me get it.
Nope.
Can't read it. Maybe on the phone I can blow it up. Let's see. Yeah, it gets too fuzzy.
It's a Hornady what?
No, even on the phone I can't quite read it.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Jamie, just say what it is.
I know we gotta get to the verse of the week.
Oh, it's focused
There
there
you
now.
go. There you go. Hollywood Gun Shop.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep.
And it is a 35 Remington
Very cool.
size. And I think
I got-
GGW is the one that sent this to me. And
Hollywood is a big,
I have
big
Tommy
manufacturer.
Boy, I have them loaded. I have not shot them yet. Then this is one of my prized possessions, the 35 Remington. But my absolute prized possession are these.
Burgers. Lyman made them for him. Who made them for him?
I think C&H made.
CH made a lot of them. Yes, yes.
You can when you see them, you'll agree. So there's
Jamie,
that.
I promised you at one time, you might have forgot it, but I promised you another set of Hollywood dies. I've got some here at the house that were pretty bad shape, and I cleaned them up. They're in your favorite cartridge, 270.
Woo, Lord.
Well, they're yours, son.
Well, touch me in the morning and just walk away.
I'll do that by proxy. Thank you. But,
Yeah.
This is a family show. It's a family show.
I know.
Y'all take that for what it's worth.
Y'all know where that quote came from, though.
Oh yeah, yes.
Men's on films.
Grease hated it.
I know, yeah. You can't do that. What's up, Hillbilly? Do you have 35 Remington dies?
Did somebody say High Point or something?
No.
No.
You have 35.
Senses like I need to come in here.
Do you have 35 Remington reloading dies?
No, I do not have 35s.
Well, you're about to.
Dude, you don't have to do that.
I know I don't.
Oh, we're giving
What
stuff to
do
each
you
other all over the place here.
Man, thank you so
just
much.
missed the tour of the reloading room. I have some of these. Will those suffice?
Nice. Wow.
It actually has data, but I wouldn't pay any attention to this data. But it's the full set, man.
Dang.
Well, now that I got that other single action pistol, I realize, CW, you're gonna laugh. I was looking through all my die sets, and you've seen it. I've got a shelf of them, and they're about that thick. I don't have any 357 38s.
Ah!
I
I'm
don't.
sorry, man. I just dumped the last of the Western Ramshot tack out of that. But you can
I'll
see
check
it.
and see. I may have an extra set.
It
No,
has
I'll order
has the decap and sizing die. It has the bullet seating die. expander die and the lead
Crimp die.
factory crimp die, and it also has a powder scoop and the shell holder. What else do you not have
Dang.
to be able to reload 35 Remington?
Man,
He's
thank
an,
you so
and-
much.
and he's enabling you, hillbilly, so he better see results.
You bet
And
you.
he's already got one of the nicest pressed God ever created
Yes, I do.
in that Lyman 8.
That is a good press.
All right. Shall we venture forward to the verse of the week?
Why, sure.
Mark Thomas is in the side chat.
How you feeling, bud?
Yeah.
Our verse of the night tonight is going to be either Pollard has a Hollywood powder measure. That would be cool. I bet it's a great one, judging by the way they make their dyes, man. Anyway, verse of the week tonight's either going to be really short or really long. And once I tell you what it is, you'll understand. Y'all remember we've been talking about John chapter 3, and that it begins with Nicodemus coming to Jesus by night and asking him questions. And Jesus tells him that you cannot enter the kingdom of God until you've been born again. And Nicodemus says, well, how can this be? Can I enter his mother's womb and be born a second time? And Jesus says you must be born by the water and the Spirit. And their discussion goes on. But the main thing you need to remember is Nicodemus is a Pharisee and a Sadducee. He is the sequential Jew from the temple. He is the religious establishment of the time of Jesus. And he asked Jesus, how can these things be? And Jesus answered to him, you are the teacher of Israel and do not know these things? And we speak of earthly things and you not receive our witness. If I tell you heavenly things, how will you believe or understand? And then we get to kind of where we're at now in verse 13. Jesus says, no one has ascended to heaven, but he who came down from heaven, that is the Son of Man who is in heaven. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the Son of Man must be lifted up. Who is the Son of Man? That's Jesus, right? Verse 15 says, let's go back here. Verse 14 says, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the Son of Man must be lifted up. That's from Exodus. And the snakes were biting the people, and Moses made the snake to put up on the staff. And if they looked at the serpent, they wouldn't die if they were built. And then verse 15, which we studied last week, says that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. And then we get to our verse of the week of the night, John 3:16, the most famous, most readily remembered verse in the Bible, I believe, and probably the most powerful as far as evangelism is concerned. Jesus tells Nicodemus, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Big difference here, and not a big difference. In verse 15, Jesus calls it eternal life. In verse 16, he calls it everlasting life. And remember, last week we talked about, we're not talking about just living forever with God in heaven. It's the quality of that life in God's presence that what the big deal is that we're talking about. Y'all know I like to share with you John MacArthur's notes, and he says that the Son's mission is bound up in the supreme love of God for the evil, sinful, quote unquote, world of humanity. And he gives us other references that is in rebellion against him. You think about it, you're either a follower of God, a believer in God, a true follower of Jesus, a disciple, or you're against God in the world, if you really think about it. The word so right there emphasizes the intensity or the greatness of his love. The Father gave his unique and beloved Son to die on behalf of sinful men. And he gives us other quotes there, 2 Corinthians 5:21. And for everlasting life, he refers us to the notes on verse 15, which we talked about last week. I also like to share with y'all David Guzik's notes there. And he gave his only begotten Son there. He says that this describes both the expression and the gift of God's love. God's love didn't just feel for the plight of a fallen world. God did something about it, and he gave the most precious thing to give, his only begotten Son. So he gave his only begotten Son. These words seem to carry a reference of the offering of Isaac. And Nicodemus, in the case, in that case, would at once be reminded by them of the love there required, by substitution there made, and the prophecy there uttered to Abraham. And that's a quote by Alford. Now that's a big, huge note right there with a lot of references back to the Old Testament, all the way back to Genesis, where Abraham was required to offer Isaac on the hill, and at the last minute, God told him not to kill his son and to that he would provide a ram, and they wouldn't call it a ram. That's the substitution there made. And the prophecy there uttered to Abraham refers to God telling Abraham that the world would be blessed by his offspring. So whoever believes in him, this is important right here. This describes the recipient of God's love. God loves the world, but the world does not receive or benefit from that love until it believes in Jesus, the gift that the Father gave. Believes in means much more than intellectual awareness or agreement. It means to trust in, to rely on, and to cling to. And that those words there, should not perish. This describes the intention of God's love. God's love actually saves man from eternal destruction. God looks at fallen humanity, does not want it to perish, and so in his love, he extends the gift of salvation in Christ Jesus. Everlasting life there, this describes the duration of God's love. The love we receive among people may fade or turn, but God's love will never change. He will never stop loving his people, even until the furthest distance of eternity. Bruce there is quoted by Guzik as saying, if there is one sentence more than another which sums up the message of the fourth gospel, it is this: the love of God is limitless. It embraces all mankind. No sacrifice was too great to bring its unmeasured intensity home to men and women. The best that God had to give, he gave his only son, his well beloved. And that's a quote by Bruce. Questions or comments? If not,
that whole section really brings to me a lot of what we see going on around us today. You wonder, how can people be, in my 63 years on earth, I mean, it turns so fast to see people just turn into what I would consider just evil at the very core of their hearts. And he deals with it on down in a few verses, if it's okay to go into that. I don't want to steer thunder or go too far. But down in verse 19, he says, "This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives by the truth." Do what?
Go ahead.
That pretty much that's pretty much it. You wonder how a country that used to have some semblance of morality, and there still is a remnant. It just goes to show you that heaven's not going to be filled with millions and millions of people and everybody who just decides they want to go to heaven. To become a Christian, one of the biggest things is you surrender your heart to the Lord Jesus.
To me,
do what?
To me, that those verses you were sharing with us right there goes all the way back to chapter 1.
Yeah.
Starting with verse 4, it says, "In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it." And I think when we get to verse 3, and Jesus is talking with Nicodemus, Jesus himself is expounding on the thoughts of John in chapter 1, where obviously John was reflecting on these particular quotes from Jesus. You guys might wonder why I put such a weight on John's gospel. That's right, Miss Kitty. Jesus is still reaching his hand out to every one of us. You see, the reason I give John such weight is John was at the cross with Jesus. He didn't run away like the rest of them did. He was an actual eyewitness. And when we get to John 3:16, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life," or eternal life. That to me is the first solid declaration of the gospel from the lips of Jesus Christ himself that we didn't get in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. If you think about it, John was the eyewitness that captured all this stuff. John was the eyewitness all the way through Jesus's earthly ministry, his public ministry. Then at the end of chapter 11 or the end of chapter 12, we see Jesus's public ministry end and him go into the private ministry where he's teaching his disciples. and preparing them for his death, burial, and resurrection. And it's when you dissect John in that manner, it's a lot easier to focus on and concentrate on what's being said there, and comprehending that John's gospel, to me, carries more weight than it should probably. And
I don't know. That's one of the reasons they refer to John as the beloved. I mean, he was always at Jesus' side.
he was, and he refers to himself as the disciple whom Jesus loved. Like he didn't love the rest of them. Yeah, he did. If he put up with Peter and didn't smite him dead, then he loved Peter too. Anyway, that's enough. Verse of the week. Thank y'all for tolerating my pitiful teaching. Thank you, Mark, for helping me out there. And I've done it again. By my dad, I have started 3 times tonight to let you expound on your reloading app, and we got to get to that early next week. And
That's fine.
I think a lot of you guys are going to thank you, Glenn. And thanks, Miss Kitty, right there.
Well, let's do this, Jamie. Let him talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna go over for a little bit, and that's all right. There's other people trying to get on and all that, but if you guys are interested in learning about this, then stick around for a minute and let them talk about it. Go ahead, Bama Dad. Talk about what you got going on, man.
Well, in the light of a picture's worth 1,000 words, I'm going to say a few words and then we can show it if Jamie wants to. I looked at a lot of apps out there and trying to find something that I like. Some were extremely difficult and had a very steep learning curve to get into. And I'm a simple-minded kind of guy. I wanted something that I could take it right from the beginning.
Hold on a second. Count us down real quick while you're talking.
3, 2, 1.
Mario.
And back to the app. I looked at a bunch of different ones. Some of them, right off the bat, they wanted, a bunch of money for, and subscription plans and all this. And I don't begrudge anybody for making money, but it sure takes a lot of your time to do it. And I couldn't find anything that met my needs. So I thought, well, you've got a background in information and technology. That's what you've done your whole, career. So I sat down and started whittling one out myself. And after about 3,000 lines of code and going through and setting up ballistic calculators and everything that were easy, functional to understand, and converting that math into machine code so that the computer could deal with it, I've finally come up with something that I believe can be advantage. And this one is based, it's not totally dependent upon reloaders or bullet casters. It incorporates all of it. And so if you want me to show it, Jamie, I can. Somebody give me some help. I know CW's got all the numbers in his head right off top. And I'm going to lean on you. We're going to walk, if Jamie doesn't mind, we're going to walk through setting up our first load for reloading a rifle. So you game CW,
Sure.
It's okay if we wing it a little bit. So
let's make sure Hillbilly's all right. You You cool with this, Hillbilly? You got to run to
Well,
change.
yeah, I got the grandkids here. Sorry I didn't jump on earlier. We got home 8, and then I was outside listening on the phone, and finally got back in here to jump on. But we do have the grandkids here. But yeah, please go ahead, Bam and Dad, and I'll watch the rewind on this part. Or so.
Cool.
Okay. Jamie, it's up there if you want to put it up. Okay, this particular screen right here is a dashboard for all your reloaded cartridges for the different loads that you've set up so that you have a place to remember them. Everything can be exported out into PDFs. They can be altered and changed and manipulated, whatever you need them to be. And it's a real simple backup process. You can back everybody that has a Gmail account has a small Google Drive that they can use. And so you can load all your PDFs up. Everything comes out in PDF. And you can upload your PDFs. You can upload you can back up your database to the cloud so that you've always got it. And you can re-import it in real easy with just a couple of clicks of a button. Right now where we're sitting, there's absolutely no loads in there. So we're going to start a new load. And CW, tell me a rifle cartridge you want to reload.
3006.
This is the one thing that I hate is it's so hard to, there's so many rounds. And is 30-06 Springfield the same as just plain 30-06?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Bullet weight?
180. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to pick a powder manufacturer. What's your favorite powder? I hope I've got them in there. I may not.
IMR? DuPont?
Okay.
Reliant?
And then you come down to the next. Which one?
4350.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 48.95. That's fine.
How many grains?
55.
You can put in a bullet, or you can put in one of your own bullets, that if you cast it. What's a good one that you would load? Hornady?
Sure.
And this, if you're shooting a lot and you need to keep record of bullet lot, it's got a place for you to type it in. Bullet type, basically all it's asking for is, is it a hollow point? Is it a jacketed hollow point? Whatever. I'm just going to put in JHP for jacketed hollow point. Primer, UCCI. And that's going to be, that's a large rifle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Case status, we're going to put fired. Case manufacturer, we'll just put, I don't have everybody in there yet. I'm going to expand this. That's one of the reasons it's going out to some of these guys to say, hey, you need to add this, you need to add that. So I'm just going to I'm not going to stick Hornady in because everybody says they don't like reloading Hornady. I don't know why, but that's what everybody tells me. Times reloaded, just for giggles, I'm going to say 3. You know what the overall length is?
Loaded? 3250?
Point 3250 or 32 point?
3.250.
Average velocity, do you know?
2700?
700? What, 37?
27.
2700.
Yeah, he said 27. Yep.
Okay. And if you've shot it and you have a picture of your target, you can upload it right here by clicking this blue button. And it'll say over here, it says no image selected, so we're not going to stick one in there. Notes, this is just a little place for you to type notes, anything you want to remember. We're just, and if you're doing a ladder, you can go in and put your everything for your velocities. I've got a section for minimum, medium, and maximum charges that you're using. So it will generate ladder for you. And we'll just hit save entry and go back to the dashboard, and you can see it. If you forgot something or you realized, oops, I didn't use a Hornady bullet, I used a burger bullet, you bring it back up and you can change it. And then you re-hit save and everything works. So that's just keeping your
Load
your
down.
load, you know, a chart, basically a journal of your loads. And you can, like I said, everything can be exported out into PDF. So it's, you know, it's there for you. New log entry, let's see. Okay, we'll go over to lead casting. This is for those of us who cast bullets. This is where you do a cast bullet. CW, what's your favorite rifle caliber to reload?
Let's stay with 3006, 30 caliber.
Okay. I'm going to be changing this so you can actually type in a little bit and it'll automatically select it for you.
Drop downs or something?
It's right here. Who's your favorite mold?
I don't know. Lyman 311 284.
311 284?
Yep.
If you're wanting to keep track of when you bought your molds, you can put a date or a time in there. It doesn't penalize you if you don't. Profile that you load. Round nose. We'll abbreviate it.
That's a heavy bullet, Brian.
Yep, it's a heavy one.
There's nothing wrong with heavy, folks. Don't ever think heavy is bad. Heavy can be good.
Round is a shape.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what the diameter
a lot
is?
of folks steer away from heavy bullets, and heavy is not bad. You just got to pay attention to what you're doing if you're going to load heavy. That's all.
310.310.
Alloy type. This, I didn't.
OWW, clip-on wheel weights.
Okay. Yeah, I just always put wheel weights.
Well, you got to remember, there's stick-on and clip-on, and they're distinctly different.
Oh, as far as the makeup of the lid?
Yep.
Yeah, big time difference.
Even clip-on, there's a pretty good difference because there's no standard. Yeah. It's just
they can be anywhere from like 10 or 11 all the way up to 23 and 24.
I put this in and I don't even know why I did. So
we can't see what you're adding.
Yeah, there's nothing shown on the screen for us.
Oh, you're not seeing that.
No.
Let me see if I can get that in there. No, it won't let me. Let me see if I can. Well, I can't bring that over.
If you save it and then go back to it?
I want you to be able to see it, but it spawns another window when you start doing your bullet casting.
And another thing, we couldn't see your drop-down menus on the previous demonstration.
Really? You couldn't see any of them?
We couldn't see any of. We saw it populate the field. We just couldn't see the drop-down menus.
Yeah. The first screen showed, but this one doesn't. What if you save it and go back to it? Will it show it us then?
Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it and then I'll just show you the output. It'll be easier. What is the alloy weight?
Well, it's going to vary, but it's a little over 200 grains.
Okay. And I'm trying to think. Let's see.
With clip-on wheel weights, I would guess it's going to be 213 grains.
You know what the BHN turns out to be?
16.
We're talking Georgia wheel weights.
Let's go for that average of 16.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
going to be high, 16, 17, somewhere.
What temperature do you usually cast at?
700.
In his dreams.
It's got a place for crimp profile.
Well, that's something to experiment with for accuracy and what
Yeah, and that is kind of
it's not
and
easy.
basically what this is. You can't see it, I know, but basically what it is it's going to, for somebody who changes where they crimp for whatever reason that they're wanting to crimp from, that gives you the place to type it in, whatever you want to put. Then it's got case overall length, bullet overall length. You have that one? You know that?
No, because it's for different guns.
Okay. Well, just give me one of your favorites. It doesn't matter for this.
Just do the same then. 3.250.
Base the shoulder.
Tred's got a good question. And he's already shared with us that he can't see the input. But can you import reloading data to generate a dope sheet? And I told him that's what we're working toward.
I will show you that functionality too. Yeah, it's already there.
You already got the ballistic calculator?
Yep.
Man, that's sexy as red knee socks right there, boy.
It's got a lot of different things that right now for purposes we don't really need. I'm just going to save entry. Okay. And there it is.
So let me ask you a question, Dad.
Sure, man.
So we're watching you do this, and for whatever reason, certain things ain't showing for us. Do you know why certain things ain't showing on the screen?
Yeah, because this application spawns a separate window when you're doing like casting. It spawns a separate window that pops up, and the way we're sharing this, we're not sharing my screen, my whole screen. We're sharing the window for the application. I don't know if we could do can you share your whole screen?
You can't share multiple screens is the problem.
No, but can you share one monitor, your whole monitor? If you just got one monitor.
You just got one window open.
Yeah, I did window, but is there a selection for screen?
Okay.
I don't know. That's a StreamYard question.
The pop-up screens are not going to be able to be seen, but if you, when he's finished with the app,
There's going to be I will have a video up pretty soon walking through the whole thing, and you'll be able to see it. It'll be on my channel as soon as I get it finished.
So that's going to be awesome. But when you're able to download it and play with it, you guys are going to be amazed. All right. Let's wrap this up and go through the room.
And this is your ballistics calculator. That's it.
Dang, dude.
You can enter in your, like if you're generally wanting to do ballistics just for your load, you can bring up your load that you just put in, and then you can do the ballistics on that.
Is that ballistic coefficient G1 and G7, or just G1, or what?
Probably G1.
No, it's actually the most advanced. The mathematics on the back end are the most advanced.
So G7.
That'd be G7.
And so the option at the bottom is export dope card to PDF. So
And let me see if I can pull. There's 30 out.
put a bullet weight in there, and yeah,
I need to change. What's the bullet weight on that one? Did it populate?
210 grains.
110?
210 grains.
Yards you're going to shoot at?
Go up. We'll go with 100.
Okay. Muzzle velocity?
Probably
2650.
Probably, yeah. I was thinking 2650, 20.
That's a screaming 3006 load. You're probably a lot shorter than that. Knock 1,000 feet per second off that.
Probably.
Go with 24.
1700.
Go with just straight 2,000?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a lot closer to reality.
Yeah. Because you are putting in that ballistic coefficient. Hold on, let me see if I can find that for you. I got it right here somewhere. Ballistic coefficient is 0.332.
G1. That's G7.
Yeah, 0.332 in G1.
Boo.
There you go, folks.
Then I'll show you this. I'll export this, and then I'll come back and show you the dope card.
You got 12 inches of drop out to 500 yards. That's not bad. That's pretty cool right there, man.
Yep, sure is.
Yep. Okay.
Ballistic calculators are make everybody shoot better.
And that one, you don't have to use, your cast bullets or anything like that. I did design a lot of it around cast bullets, but the ballistic calculator you can use just by going in and punching in the entries.
Well, even JB Ballistics. All right. When I go in and it's got its library and I pick a bullet, it doesn't propagate for me. So I just end up punching in everything manually,
Well, and here's one of the good things. So if you guys are looking into this and you're looking to use this, you can always reach out and ask questions. And, I'm sure Bama Dad is more than happy to help people whenever they have questions with this thing. So,
well, the cool thing about this,
that's a fantastic benefit is you got the guy that created it, made it, and sitting there, and he can answer questions for you. So,
and I'll run this Bama with my 6BR, which I'm very intimate with drops, and I'll let you know if it differs in any way. I doubt it does. Most ballistic charts are generated by the same type of algorithm. So yeah, and
I keep the Hornady app. Absolutely.
Here's your dope card, Jamie. I put the dope card up there for you to show.
What this means is I can take a notebook full of handwritten gibberish that after I die, let's say I willed all my guns to Jamie, and Jamie looks at this notebook and he said, I can't understand a damn thing he just wrote. You could actually get on here, do the load, print it out, do the ballistics chart, punch some holes in it, and put it in a binder, which is nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's been a long process.
What's an 850 grain PRC?
Oh God.
850 what?
When you download the app onto your computer, you will be able to figure that out all by yourself.
Well, it says 300 PRC.
That must be a 4-inch long bullet.
It's a dope card. 300 PRC, 850 grain.
We did have a question out there, Bama.
Yeah.
We had the question of could a person throw factory ammo information in there for the dope chart?
Yes, absolutely.
It'll probably give you more accurate information than what's on the box. A lot of the Federal and the Hornady give you a little ballistics chart on the box. I've tested some of that against other ballistic calculators. You know.
So let me ask you, just for the people out there, when you're throwing out that information and doing factory stuff, is there anything in particular you need to do, or is it just basic across the board, just plug in and play?
Help me out with that. Tell me again.
I'm just saying, is it just basically you're plugging in what's on the box and basically kind of plug and play, or do you have to kind of go more in depth and kind of delve into a little bit more information to get it to work, or is it just you can run off the box and go?
You don't even have to have the box if you just want to type anything in. You know, if somebody tells you a bullet that they had one time before, you get some, so you can, whatever way you want to do it, you can plug the data in. That way it comes out the way you want it. You know, you're getting what you want out of it. It doesn't care as long as you put something in the blanks.
And tell them, Bama, most ballistic products are shit in, shit out, good in, good out. So the more you plug in, the more information you plug in, the better.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's why there's a lot of, like when I was talking to CW, you know, there's some things that you don't need, I guess, but the more you put into it, the better your results are going to be.
Right. And Kyle's got a good question. Is there a figure on for temperature variations? Well, that's a great question, because some powders are immune to temperature variations, others are not.
Let's take that a step further. So if you're going to go with temp variations, are we also going with elevation variations as well? Do you have that to where you can adjust the elevation?
Yeah, it's going to have elevation and windage. So
how about, and humidity probably.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Who's going to know the humidity unless you've got a Kestrel or something with you?
Well, I was at background of HVAC. I can take humidity anytime I want to, but it's always within around here, and I dare say Jamie and maybe even CW, it's 29.96 plus or minus 1. That's East Coast stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get into weird stuff until you get up in the Rockies, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's a big variation from where we are here. It's like, you know, from where I live to where you live, Rebel, there's not that much variation in altitude. And
what altitude are you at? Exactly.
Probably 660 feet above sea level.
All right, we're average in Catawba County 1100.
Yeah, and when we get to dead zero, we're, I think, at 1800.
Right.
Yeah, we're right around 17, 18. Yep.
Our highest elevation isn't even 1,000.
And then when we get out in the Rocky Mountains, you may be, if you're hunting sheep and elk in the Rocky
you could be
Mountains, you may be
10,
11,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
tell
we
you
got to
this.
wrap this up, guys. We're
Go ahead.
bleeding over into let's talk about bench rest, but we still got 20 guys watching, and I want to thank you guys for bearing with us, and I hope y'all going to show some severe interest in this app, and maybe we'll lead off the program with it next week. And I think that's what we need to do is hopefully by then some of us, and we've already got emails to download the app from Mark and start playing with it. And that's until we start using it and finding any potential bugs that we're not going to see any improvements. So
Yeah, that's the hardest thing for me is I'm working my way through it, but there's nothing like having a group of people with their eyes on it.
Well, it's going to take people getting out there in the field, and that's what it's going to take. Period.
Yeah.
You're not going to have good information other than people out there actually doing it. So once you have people out there doing it, that's where things are going to change.
Then you tweak it. Yeah.
Adjust, tweak it, and make it right.
Yeah, and it's
and what people need to understand, if anyone does go ahead and try to grab this, understand that fact that it's going to take a little minute, and there may be some bugs, and those bugs will be worked out. So if you happen to grab it and you got issues, don't freak out. Hang tight. Maybe reach out. Say, hey, Bama, I got this and having this issue, and it'll get worked out.
Yeah, I won't turn any suggestions away. I will set up wherever I put it for it to be downloaded. You guys will have a place where you can send me email and anything that you want to, additions that you would like, we can add to it. But, or something that I forgot that needs to be in there. And if that's the case, then we'll get on it. Now, if you want to put your logo on it or something like that, I'm probably not going to respond. But as far as functionality of it, that's
well, I was going to propose we put the Georgia Shooting Connection logo on it. At least the Bama Dad logo. All right, we got to go through the room.
It is on there.
How did I know that?
Well, you'll know the minute you launch it on your computer. You'll know the whole screen will come up.
Damn. All right, Kyle, lead us off here, brother. What you got coming up this week?
Bama, I just sent you a text of a dope chart for one of my bullets, and it is dead on the money accurate. I'd like to play with that and put all that information in and see if it comes up to the same thing.
Okay.
And it involves temperature changes and all that stuff. And it is correct at different temperatures. I've chronoed it before. I blew my chronograph in half with Jamie. I'm very confident that the velocities are accurate with that load. But that's really cool. It would be great to have that. And I'm looking forward to playing with it. Okay. Thank you everybody in the side chat. It was a really good time tonight. Man, this chat just flew by. Good Lord.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here, brother. But by the way, just as a reminder, that's on video on my channel.
What, mean blowing my chronograph up?
It is.
Oh, yeah. July the 4th, about, 7 years ago?
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a minute since then.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It's been a minute.
Fred's pushing us to get off the air. We've already exceeded our time limit, and
I ain't got nothing to say. Go on.
all right, Rebel's good. He's going to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody just left. Anyway, thanks for being here, Kyle. Rebel's good. 6. What you got coming up this week, bro?
We're going cowboy shooting in the morning. Hopefully, I'll get some video from that, and that's all I got. I don't even have a video set up or nothing for this week since the
But
Wadcutter Wednesday series is
Had
over
3
with. So.
last week, y'all. Get over to Rumble. Watch that stuff. Thank
All right,
you for
that's me.
being here, 6. Mama, Dad,
Thank
what
y'all.
you got coming up, man?
Well, first of all, thanks for letting me sharing a little bit of time with me to show that. Means a lot to me, and all the input I get from you guys, that means a lot more than you'd ever know. I don't have a development team anymore. You guys,
You do
are my
now.
team.
You might not like them, but you got them.
Yeah.
Glenn Davis had just popped up. Will it work with the iPhone? It is going to be ported to iPhone and Android.
Woo wee!
But it's the problem with that is I have to change all of the graphics, screen sizes, and everything else to make it work on an iPhone. As it is now, it's too big. It won't work on an iPhone. I ported it out to iPhone and used it the other day, and it was a big mess. So
Just take your time.
yeah, that will come. You will be able to use an iPad with it or a Microsoft Surface or any kind of Android. It'll be available for any of that. You can use, I would at this time, I would suggest using it with a tablet instead of a phone. And with everything else we carry to the range, an iPad or a Android tablet's not that big a deal.
Nope.
And especially with my eyes. Anyway, I appreciate the time, and like I said, I'll still be working on this for a while now. I'm gonna add Kyle to the email so he can get it on his computer, and I'll be helping CW where he can open it on his computer. And whenever he's got time to work on that, I can help him out with it. But
Talking about
thanks
laptop
so much.
changed his life.
Thanks for letting me come and be a part of this wonderful group of guys. It means a lot to me.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for all the work you're doing on the app. CW, what you got coming up this week?
I got 3 new videos coming, and I'm introducing a new rifle. I got another video from us down in North Carolina, and I got a little surprise one midweek. So 3 new things coming up. I just want to thank everybody that's left in the side chat, especially for the extra time. I thank Chad for stealing away some of his viewers, and everybody head over to see Chad, who are in progress 15 minutes or so. God bless everybody, and thank you everybody on the panel.
Thank you, my brother. You're my rock. All right. So, let's do this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say goodnight, y'all.
God bless everybody.